So, what if the ultimate reality we're all looking for, the one we're striving to build, isn't something we need to create at all? What if it's already here and we just need to learn how to see it? That's the huge idea from Hasidic thought we're digging into today.
Okay, let's just dive right in with this central question from our source. What if this whole idea of a messianic age, this ultimate redemption, what if it's not some event way off in the future, but a reality that is right here, right now, and we're just not seeing it?
To really wrap our minds around this, the text starts us off with a really important distinction. It talks about two totally different ways that divinity can show up in our world. So this slide really breaks it down for us. On the one hand, you've got what's called an additive light. You can think of it like the ancient temple in Jerusalem. The text explains that its holiness was kind of like something added to the world. It was a beacon, for sure, but the world and the light were still two different things. But then there's a much deeper reality, an essential light. And this is where the world itself is the source of divinity, shining from the inside out. All of a sudden, there's no separation at all.
Now, if you follow that thought, it leads to a claim that is, well, it's pretty startling. If divinity is already the essence of literally everything, then what does that mean for all our spiritual battles?
And here it is, the big one from the source. The spiritual work, the fight against evil, it's over, finished, done. The argument is that this entire way of thinking, this paradigm of struggle, is just outdated. And get this, by continuing to fight this battle we think is real, we're the ones keeping ourselves from seeing the redeemed reality. We're actually creating the very exile we think we're trying to escape from.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If all the work is done and fighting is actually making things worse, then how in the world do we get into this new consciousness? Well, lucky for us, the source gives us the key.
And the answer isn't about doing more, not at all. It's actually a pretty radical act of undoing. It's all about letting go of the one thing that creates this illusion that we're separate in the first place.
So the first key idea here is something called bitul, and this is way, way more than just being humble. The text describes it as a complete and total release of the ego's grip. It means letting go of every single I want, every personal goal, even the really noble one of wanting your own spiritual growth, so that a higher purpose can just work through you.
And the result of that bitul is this incredible state called lichatshila aribar. It's a state where things just happen, effortlessly, from above. The source gives us an amazing example where someone asks the master for a blessing, but instead of praying, the master just says, "Go home. It's already done." The idea is that once you get yourself out of the way, divinity can just act directly, no struggle needed.
Okay, so let's pull all these threads together now, because the text wraps this up with a final powerful analogy that shows us exactly what's at stake here. I want you to imagine a man who is given $900 million. It's not a trick. The wealth is his. It is officially, legally, in his name. It is an undisputed fact.
But here's the crazy part. He keeps living like he's totally broke. He's scrimping and saving on electricity, eating dry bread. He has been given this immense, life-altering wealth, but he hasn't actually accepted it. He hasn't changed his own consciousness to match his new reality. He's still thinking and acting from the place of lack.
And the source basically looks at us and says, that's you. That is our exact situation. We've already been given this ultimate, redeemed reality. The divine essence is ours. The problem isn't that it's missing. The problem is we haven't actually received it. We haven't let it into our consciousness. So after all of this, what's the one thing left to do? What's the final action required to actually claim this incredible inheritance? It's not some huge battle. It's not some complicated ritual. It's something much, much simpler than that. The answer is just to open our eyes. That's it. To finally let go of this old way of seeing things, this perception of struggle and separation, and just see the divinity that is and has always been right here in front of us. As the source so beautifully puts it, the final task requires using the weakest muscle in the body, the one in your eyelids. All that's left to do is open them and see what's already here.